extensive duration from the latter half of the 8th century to the midpoint of the 11th century, the era historically recognized as the Viking Age stands out as a significant period. This epoch is distinguished by the emergence of a group of individuals originating from Scandinavia, whose robust members established their homes across the landscapes now known as Norway, Sweden, and Denmark. These individuals primarily dedicated themselves to activities such as maritime navigation, engaging in mercantile trade, and the pursuit of fishing. However, in the contemporary narrative, they are most renowned for their aggressive incursions into the British Isles, as well as the territories of Ireland and France. During these raids, the Vikings engaged in the systematic pillaging of villages and urban centers, not limiting their thefts to monetary assets and ornamental jewels, but extending their plunder to include the abduction of individuals for the purpose of enslavement. Despite the Vikings' notable advancements in the realms of naval construction and even dental care, they did not possess a system of passports akin to what is prevalent today. Instead, the Vikings conveyed their affiliation with the elite classes and specialized professions through a variety of unconventional methods. In the more recent past, contributors to the scholarly publication known as Science Alert have unveiled findings that suggest the Vikings declared their social status through the medium of body modifications. In ancient societies, the practices of tattooing and scarring, alongside the adornment with piercings and the alteration of physical forms, were imbued with significant societal importance. For instance, in ancient Japan, individuals would alter the cranial shapes of their offspring to signify their elevated position within the social hierarchy. Archaeological evidence has revealed that the Vikings engaged in similar practices of cranial deformation. Situated in the Baltic Sea is the island of Gotland, which is presently under the sovereignty of Sweden. It is here that archaeologists have uncovered the skeletal remains of 3 females, whose skulls had been intentionally elongated. Within the burial sites of 2 among these individuals, the researchers discovered jewelry of considerable opulence and fragments of garments that, in ancient times, were deemed of substantial value. From this evidence, the researchers deduced that the Vikings also sought to manifest their status by altering the shape of their heads to a more elongated form. Interestingly, all 3 of the aforementioned females hailed from different regions, suggesting that their cranial modifications may have been influenced by diverse cultures. Nevertheless, a discernible connection existed among them, evidenced by their simultaneous existence and the application of identical head deformation techniques. Moreover, the Vikings utilized distinctive grooves on their teeth as a means to signify their status within society. These horizontal indentations, predominantly found on the incisors of males, suggest a significant correlation between dental modifications and social standing. In a notable research endeavor, archaeologists examined the remains of 130 Vikings, all of whom exhibited well-defined marks on their teeth. These individuals were discovered in areas known for vibrant trade activity, leading the scientists to hypothesize that the dental striations were indicative of individuals engaged in professional trading. A significant number of adult males with marked teeth were found buried in a prone position, facing downwards. This burial practice implies that, although they were not native to the region, they maintained connections to their Scandinavian heritage. Their extensive travels further highlight their association with the world of commerce. It is plausible to surmise that the dental modifications were undertaken exclusively during adulthood. This inference is based on the understanding that, during their formative years, boys could not accurately predict whether their future would be aligned with warfare or commerce. Those who ultimately dedicated their lives to the mercantile profession had their teeth marked with a visible sign, a practice that undoubtedly facilitated the recognition of fellow traders during social gatherings. This method of identification undoubtedly proved beneficial in enabling merchants to distinguish one another amidst crowded settings. The case of females with altered skull shapes presents a more complex scenario and necessitates further scholarly investigation. It is unequivocally clear that the modification of their head shapes commenced during early childhood, a practice that was common in many cultures due to the malleability of bones in the early years of life. The precise identities and origins of the 3 girls discovered on the island of Gotland remain a subject of mystery and intrigue among scientists. Remarkably, the Vikings exhibited proficiency in the field of dental care. While it is true that there exists a vast divide between modern dentistry and its ancient Scandinavian counterpart, The archaeological findings related to Viking dental practices are truly impressive. At the beginning of the year 2024, the scientific community was abuzz with the publication of a study that involved the meticulous examination of 3,293 teeth belonging to 170 individuals who lived in Sweden during the Viking period. The majority of Vikings were afflicted with dental issues, with tooth decay posing a significant challenge. However, they did not passively succumb to these ailments and sought to address them using the means available at the time. In some cases, scientists discovered teeth with deep cavities that had been filled with an unidentified substance, presumably to alleviate pain and discomfort. This evidence of early dental intervention highlights the Vikings' efforts to combat dental problems and underscores their ingenuity in the field of dental care. And that's it for me. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.